I want to welcome the stars of our film who are here with us today. Will you please stand up to be recognized? Maira Book, Goldie Weiser, Donnie Wind, and Maya Wind. Also with us today are some of the other B'nai Mitzvah who have included Sharsheret in their special day. Caroline Adler, Eliza Oakes, and Jessica Rice. Thank you all for sharing your stories, your celebrations, and your commitment with Sharsheret. It is now my pleasure to introduce the one who inspires all of us, our founder and executive director of Sharsheret, Rochelle Shoritz, who will announce our Sharsheret Jewels.
Thank you, Dana. Sharsheret is so fortunate to have you at the helm as our president of our board of directors, a role model of commitment to the women and families we serve. I want to thank our colleagues on the board who are here with us today: Linda Gerstel, Jonathan Blinken, Lisa Farkowitz, Lauren Weiser, Naomi Spira, Nikki Sawson, and Tani Mursky. Will you please stand up and join me in thanking our true partners in all that we do at Sharsheret, our incredible staff, now 15 women and men strong, and I ask them to rise too. This is our Sharsheret family: Alana Silber, Renee Blumenfeld, Diane Borowski, Adina David, Shara Dubitsky, Adina Fleischman, Ellen Kleinhaus, Mike Lowy, Sari Samuel, Brianna Schwartz, who's here from Florida, Sharon Stahl, Kayla Stein, Amy Tadelis, Victoria Wasserman, and Fran Weinberg. Will you please stand up? This incredible team responds to more than 350 calls each month from patients and families, travels across the country to present at dozens of conferences, coordinates events on more than 170 college campuses annually, and we're so happy also to have AEFI here with us, our partners on campus. And the staff has, in 12 years, served more than 40,000 men, women, and families affected by cancer. You can read more about all that they do and the change they have brought about in the Jewish community and the cancer community in the impact report called Because of Sharsheret that you will find at your table. I witness firsthand the impact of all that our staff makes possible as a young woman living myself with advanced breast cancer and in active treatment. Last week, I spent a particularly long day at the hospital in a series of back-to-back appointments that is all too typical for those of us living with cancer. By the time I was done for the day, the waiting room was eerily empty, except for one other woman who, like me, had had a particularly long day of tests and waiting. We gave each other a sympathetic nod, and then a look of recognition washed over her face. "You're from Sharsheret, right?" she asked. We had never met before, but she came over to hug me and began to cry. She told me how much she has benefited from connecting with our staff, our peer supporters, and the resources that Sharsheret sent her. She told me that she could now spend more time attending to the needs of her young children because she had the personal support she needed for herself. And she told me that it was worth the hours that she had spent in the hospital waiting room that day just so that she could meet someone else from Sharsheret and know that even in that empty room, she was never really alone. I told her I understood because Sharsheret had done the same for me. I hope and pray that none of you ever has to step into that hospital waiting room. But I want you to know that you, our Sharsheret supporters, are there in spirit with me and every woman and family we serve. You are the true Sharsheret, the chain that we've created. Today, we're proud to welcome 14 new jewels to that chain. Our jewels are the major gifts that enable Sharsheret to take on new initiatives and sustain core programs, and we're proud to recognize them each year at this event. You'll notice some of us wearing necklaces that are from Sharsheret, introduced this year as a special gift to our jewels, and a way for all of us to raise awareness as Sharsheret ambassadors. With gratitude to the families who are here with us today, I'm delighted to introduce these new 2013-2014 jewels. A diamond gifted by Arzu and Sam Jesselson in honor of Michael and Linda Jesselson and Moshe and Miriam Sahu Halamal. A sapphire gifted by Tova Weinstock and Aviva and Yanai Siegel in loving memory of their mother, Hindi Weinstock. A sapphire gifted by Ginny and Jerry Pinsky in loving memory of Jason Botnick. A sapphire gifted by Rachel and Mark Waldman in honor of Robbie Bensley. A ruby gifted by Joanne and Barry Aronoff in honor of their children Ayelet, Talia, and Noah. A ruby gifted by Sarah Feit in loving memory of her mother, Cheryl Wygod. A ruby gifted by Batya and Nachman Paul in honor of Rochelle Shoretz. A ruby gifted by Deb Leipzig in loving memory of her mother, Barbara Joan Schreier. A ruby gifted by Jennifer Miller in honor of Rochelle Shoretz. A ruby gifted by Nina Kampler and Dr. Tzvi Marins in honor of her sister, Michelle Kampler, and in loving memory of Michelle's son, Gilad Schwartz. A ruby gifted by the Mendelson and Weiser families in honor of Rochelle Shoretz. A ruby gifted by the Zell Family Foundation. A ruby gifted by Ariel and Donnie Rosenberg. And a ruby gifted by Deanna and Daniel Blank in loving memory of Lisa Shook Blank. Please join me in thanking, too, the 26 generous supporters who have renewed their jewels this year. Sharsheret relies on the continued support of all of our jewels to sustain our programs and to build our national presence. A complete list of our incredibly generous supporters can be found in your program. To our jewel families and to all of our supporters, thank you. The board, the staff, and the staff have the privilege and honor of working alongside all of you as this national organization betters the lives of thousands of women and families, educates healthcare professionals nationwide, and empowers the next generation of Jewish women and men to understand and address their risk of hereditary breast cancer and ovarian cancer. It is with your generosity that Sharsheret is able to support, inspire, educate, navigate, and embrace one woman at a time. Enjoy your lunch, and we'll return with the remainder of the program. Thank you. Since 2005, we've been privileged at this event to recognize the contributions of men and women who have volunteered their time in support of Sharsheret. Many of those honorees are here with us today, and I'd like to thank them for joining us year after year as they continue to serve as Sharsheret ambassadors. This year, they also help us welcome our honorees, Blair Muss and Batya Paul, into their esteemed group. It would have been easier to write a description of our first honoree, Batya Paul, if I could have listed all of the schools, synagogues, and charities with which she is not involved. That is to say, there aren't many. We're blessed that she has committed herself to Sharsheret, chairing our silent auction for 4 years, volunteering in our New Jersey office, joining Team Sharsheret with her family in the fall. Batya is a quintessential leader. She organizes, mobilizes, and strategizes with energy and commitment at high pitch. For those of us in the room with whom she serves on a committee, I'm not telling you anything you did not already know. But here is something you may not have known about the recipient of our Lisa Altman Volunteer Tribute Award. That same level of granular focus that Batya applies to address the community's problems, she uses to comfort friends in need. Like Lisa Altman, for whom this award is named, Batya is a community leader, yes, and a true friend above all else. Please join me in welcoming my dear friend, Batya Paul.
Thank you, Rachi, for those beautiful words. Good morning. I'd like to begin by expressing my warmest wishes of Mazel Tov to Blair Muss on your so well-deserved recognition. It's an honor to share this day with you. I would like to express my sincere Hakarat HaTov to so many of you who've given up your Sunday morning to celebrate here with us today. Specifically, my amazing family, my Rabbi and Rebbetzin, Rabbi Shalom and Debbie Bam of Congregation Keter Torah in Teaneck, and representatives from Yeshivat Noam and the Frisch School, and my friends who've come from near and far. I have truly been blessed in my life to have had the opportunity to stay home and work as a full-time mommy raising my beautiful family. People often ask me the question if I work, and my answer is always the same. Nachman, my husband, works to pay our bills, and I work so that we'll go to Shemayim, to heaven. I've spent a great deal of time building and growing my children's elementary school, Yeshivat Noam, from its very inception, and more recently, I've taken on a large role at my daughter's and soon-to-be son's high school, the Frisch School, both in Paramus, New Jersey. I have also been fortunate to volunteer for our shul on several committees. These are all rewarding experiences, a direct contribution to my children and the schools they attend. I feel a strong need to volunteer my time to show appreciation to so many people who have enhanced our family as a whole and our children's growth and their development. But how did I come to Sharsheret? My involvement in this amazing organization is somewhat unique. While I, thank God, have not personally battled breast or ovarian cancer, I feel I have lived immersed in treatment plans, hospital visits, and prayer groups from a very young age. I watched as my Aunt Robin's amazing mother lost her battle to breast cancer 14 years before Sharsheret was ever even a thought. For those of you who know me, you know I am the type of person who looks for ways to instantly solve problems. And other than saying Tehillim prayers each morning, praying for a complete recovery, I simply felt there was nothing I could do. When my dear friend Rochelle Shoretz battled cancer for the first time, I felt helpless once again. I offered rides to treatment, home-cooked meals, and my company as a friend. But would that really help? As I watched with awe, Sharsheret unfolded, in the waiting room at Sloan Kettering, around her dining room table, and I felt the only help that I could offer was to be a part of something special, something that would be there to hold the hands of so many and be a family of love, of understanding, and hope. Sharsheret was born to ensure that no one would ever be alone in their fight against cancer again. I've seen firsthand the support, guidance, and incredible knowledge that Sharsheret has offered my Aunt Robin, her sister Wendy, my dear friend Sharon, and so many more. Each year, I look for more opportunities to work on Sharsheret events, striving to be a part of something magical. The level of professionalism that the staff exhibits and the commitment to always pushing themselves to the next level with innovative programming and the tireless devotion you all have astonishes me. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of it all. This benefit each year offers me inspiration and motivation. Watching all of you, the amazing, amazing women of Sharsheret, come together as we celebrate the most uplifting morning of my year is so meaningful to me. I walk away with the muscles on my face hurting from smiling. You make me want to do more, and I thank you all for the opportunity. Nachman and I strive to teach our children by example that communal involvement is a core part of our lives. 3 years ago, our beautiful 17-year-old daughter, Deborah, joined me in volunteering for Sharsheret. She, too, counts down the days until we can celebrate together with all of you each year. Deborah, you and your friends are the Sharsheret, the chain, and the link to the next generation of young women who will work hard on behalf of others. I never had the privilege of meeting Lisa Altman, Alav Hashalom, but have only heard from her incredible family and friends what a special person she was. I am humbled to be a recipient of an award that bears her name, serving as a legacy to so many and an aliyah to her neshama. I am honored to carry this alongside the incredible individuals who have received this award before me, sharing our common passion for Sharsheret. I would be remiss if I didn't take a moment to extend my appreciation to my patient, kind, and supportive husband, Nachman, and my 4 fantastic children, Deborah, Stevie, Jonathan, and Sophia, for allowing me to spend so much time away from all of you on behalf of Sharsheret and all of my other projects. It is my hope and prayer that you, my dear children, will follow your hearts and become involved in something as meaningful to you. Thank you, Sharsheret, for this honor, but the honor is truly mine to be considered a member of the Sharsheret family. Thank you.
Batya, on behalf of the Board of Directors of Sharsheret, I am delighted to present you with this year's Lisa Altman Volunteer Tribute Award. You will join an incredible cohort of volunteers who have helped Sharsheret turn adversity into opportunity for thousands of women and families. Won't you please join me all in thanking Batya Pal.
Batya spoke about the next generation. I just wanted to acknowledge once again the next generation that's here with us today. Meira Book, Goldie Weiser, Donnie Wynn, Maya Wynn, Caroline Adler, Meira Baum, Aliza Ox, and Jessica Rice. Thank you all so much to the next generation of Sharsheret. And Batya, thank you for setting an example for the next generation in your own family. There's a strong silence in our guest of honor, Blair Muss. When she first called Sharsheret, not long after she was diagnosed with breast cancer, Blair told us how important it was for her to maintain her privacy. She quietly shared her journey with us every step of the way, calling for resources and the comfort of peer supporters at each point in her treatment. And though she was not prepared then to share her experience with others, she joined us each year at our benefit and walked as part of Team Sharsheret in Central Park each fall. She softly embraced all that Sharsheret had to offer as she battled cancer. And then, when she was ready and on her own terms, Blair broke her silence. She appeared in a Sharsheret video declaring publicly for the first time, "I am a survivor." She began sharing her story with other single women and at local cancer events. She participated in a focus group to help Sharsheret build a bereavement program for young people who have lost a parent to breast cancer. And when she marked 5 years after her first treatment, she included Sharsheret in her celebration. Today, Blair serves as a Sharsheret Link, a peer supporter, offering comfort and wisdom to other women facing cancer. We are so proud to be able to recognize her strength and dedication, surrounded by so many who have loved and supported her. Please join me in welcoming our guest of honor, Blair Muss.
I am so touched to have been chosen as the honoree at this year's Sharsheret 12th Annual Benefit on the occasion of its Bat Mitzvah year. I am grateful to Hashem for bringing me to this day. I would like to wish a mazel tov to Batya Paul, my co-honoree, and I owe a huge debt of gratitude to Ellen Kleinhaus and to my co-chairs, Sharon Marcus and Chaviva Kaplan, for their tireless efforts to ensure that today's benefit would be both beautiful and successful. I would also like to thank Alana Silber for her continued support. I must also mention that it is a tribute to the very special and very convincing Shira Dubitsky that I began sharing my story with other Jewish women and ultimately had the courage to stand up here today. I dedicate this honor to my mother, Gertrude Muss, who died of breast cancer in 1972. I was 5.5 years old at the time of her passing, and my memory of her is quite faint. In those few years that I knew my mother, she was always sick with a disease known only as C. In 2004, I myself was diagnosed with stage 1 breast cancer. The worst case scenario that had always lurked in the back of my mind became a reality. Nevertheless, I was still quite shocked. I was hosting my first Thanksgiving dinner that year, and after leaving the doctor's office, went with a friend straight to ShopRite to pick up the ingredients. I remember roaming the aisles, and I was in a complete fog. One half of my brain worried about picking the right size turkey, while the other half continued to worry about picking the best breast surgeon. Panic set in as I faced a barrage of complicated decisions, medical language I didn't yet understand, and my own fears. I had the constant support of family, friends, and my office family from day one. But what I needed the most in the early moments of the disease was the wisdom and kindness of someone who had already faced exactly what I was going through and could guide me each and every step of the way. A good friend suggested that I call Sharsheret, and from that moment, its staff and my links became my constant companions as I moved forward. I primarily cried during that first phone call, but I knew immediately I'd come to the right place. The next day, my first Sharsheret link reached out to me. That conversation helped me accept my diagnosis and begin to take charge of my situation. Just before undergoing a lumpectomy and chemotherapy, I was connected with my second link, the one and only Rochelle Shoretz. When she spoke with me, she addressed my individual fears and broke down the treatment process into small, manageable steps, giving me the courage to face what would lay ahead. With Sharsheret by my side and Isabel, my wig on my head, I continued on my journey. I received my breast cancer diagnosis at the age of 38, 1 year younger than my mother was when she lost her battle to the disease at 39. I kept thinking how things would have been different for my mother if she had had my medical options and Sharsheret to guide her. Throughout my treatment, I came to know my mother in a way that I never did, through our parallel experiences and our genetic link. I am proud to be her daughter and to carry her legacy forward. On April 29th, I commemorated her 42nd yahrzeit, and this year I celebrate my first decade of being cancer-free, Bli Ayin Hara. I stand here today in her name. From the beginning, Sharsheret kept me strong. The organization educated me and empowered me to make critical decisions. Most importantly, it helped me stay strong when I actually thought I would crumble. For the rest of my life, God willing, to 120, I plan on working with Sharsheret to promote its vision of a community of Jewish women supporting each other through all stages of breast and ovarian cancer. I am grateful to each of you for being here today, and I encourage you to be a voice for Sharsheret too.
Thank you, Blair. So many of us, myself included, have lost a parent to cancer, and what a special honor it is to present this award to you today in memory of your mother. On behalf of the Board of Directors and Sharsheret, thank you for your inspiring efforts and the support of the women and families we serve. Thank you all for joining us today as we celebrate Sharsheret's 12th anniversary. With your support, we will continue our important work. The auction's winners' names are listed outside the ballroom at the checkout table. Please pick up your items. And as you exit, please be sure to treat yourself to some bat mitzvah candy and desserts as part of today's special celebration. Please stay involved, and we look forward to seeing you all again next year. Thank you.